it is Whitney again, and I am going to show you a walkthrough of how to draw this Sunrays Weekly. This is located in the VIP vault under Weekly Spreads. I will link that below, of course. But I'm just going to show you how to transfer this layout into any journal. So I haven't drawn it yet, but I have laid it out on the computer so you can print these out and follow along and kind of learn the whole process I take when I'm transferring my designs into the journal. So I'm going to switch it on over and we're going to get started. Okay, so in the vault under the Sunrays Weekly folder, you will find the measurement file with no grid, the measurement file with a grid, and these are the exact dots that the Lecterm journal looks like. And then this is my version, which is what it kind of looks like once it gets finished. There's also a how to use sheet if you want to print that as well. I will quickly go over how the journal companion works because you will actually see these lettered lines across the top and then down the side. That just shows you which grid we're using. So the journal companion is just kind of a group of worksheets that I use when I'm creating my layouts. To make it easier for everybody with different size journals, I've made a guide to split up your pages. If you know about this, just fast forward through this part, but I'm going to go over it really quick. Since this is the Scribbles That Matter journal, it shows you exactly how to split your pages up into separate sections. So if you want to split it up into 2 equal sections, you'll look at reference row A, and if you number your squares down from 1 to 37, this is exactly where you would draw your line in half. So it would be 18.5. Same thing if you want to split it into 3 sections, 4, all the way to 8 different same size sections. Then you do the same exact thing for width. So if it's 26 wide, you're naturally going to stop at the 13, which is right in the middle, to split it in half. If you don't have the door hangers and you want to follow along, just make sure you number your page from across the top to the end, and then from the top to the bottom. You can do it in 5s or you can do each and every number. Just make sure you use a pencil so you can erase it. And then that way you'll have the same rows. You'll know exactly where we're drawing these pencil lines when we're laying out the grid. This is also the cool part about the door hangers. So you don't even need this table. If you do have an A5 size notebook, you can just slip it right under the pages and you get these letters here already for you. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the layout. And this is the Sunrays Weekly. I am going to use the no grid. So if you see in the key here, it does show you to start with the dashed lines with a pencil. So all of these dashed lines, you don't necessarily have to draw the first and last ones in the top and bottom, but we will draw all these lines in the middle here. And it shows you which reference rows to use. So if you are using the table, make sure to look at row D, and it should show you exactly where the line should be. So we're doing D across both pages. And you're just going to draw a super light line with your pencil across. These are just going to act like guidelines. And so that's separating your page into 5 equal sections tall. And you can always do the math, but the table just makes it a little bit easier since it's all calculated out there for you. So we've got our horizontal lines done. Now we're going to draw the vertical lines. And on the right page, it's just right through the middle, which is the H. So that's splitting it into 2 equal sections. On the left page, we're going to do the ends, but that's splitting it up into 8 equal sections. And then on the other page, all we're doing is putting the halfway point, which is where the H is. So it should be 13 in on both Scribbles and Lecterm Journal. And so a lot of the times I show you to put these pin dots to where you're connecting the ends of your lines. I should actually put little pin dots at the end of each one of these lines that I did. So I'm going to start at the very top, put it at the end, and then put it at the end of all of those D lines that I just drew. And then right in each corner. And then up here at that, where the top intersects the H line that we just drew, and there's our dots there. On the inside, since you can do it however you want to, but since I am keeping this section so you can't see through it, you don't see those lines coming in, I'm going to do those ending dots in pencil. This is just kind of like a guessing game. You are going to split this into 4 dots. So one at the very top where that line ends, and then one at the bottom. And then I do have a reference row A here that I forgot to draw. So that's just right through the middle. Really all I need it for is this ending point here. So I'm just going to put that point there. And that's just the middle. I've got this top one, I've got the middle point, and I want to add 3 in between there that are kind of equal distance apart. And you can almost use the dots here in the scribbles, and then do the same thing below. So 1, 2, 3. So now I have 8 equal dots, and then I should have 8 dots going around the outside. So that's kind of how they are going to connect. So starting point, ending point, and go all the way up. But first, I want to draw this circular part here. This is actually an oval, like a half an oval, but you can use a circle if you want to. Or grab a cup or use a compass. I'm going to use this handy dandy tool to make the circle. This looks more like an oval, but I'm going to make it a circle here. You are going to want 2 layers of the circle. I am going to go ahead and do this in pen, put my midpoint right in the middle, and I'm just going to draw. You just want enough room in between these to write the days. Then I can actually grab my pen and connect these lines going through the middle but not all the way to the end. Or you can go all the way to the end and do something fun in the middle, but this is where you just get creative. So just line your ruler up with this pencil mark that we made, but start your line here once you get kind of like a sun. So start from the sun and then come down to the second and then line it up with the corner. You can pull it off the page if you want. I'm going to pull mine off the page. And then come down to the third, line it up with the third, and we're just going to go all the way around the circle. Alright, in the middle should be 7 days. Up here you can do a maybe this week's section, next week's section if you want, or just get creative with what you want to track here. Now let's start with the other page. I'm actually going to start at the bottom, for this is going to be a sleep tracker down here. So I am going to make it 7 tall. So I'm just going to start from the bottom and go up 7. Come in right beside that middle point. I did put H here, but that can be N too. It's the same line. So I'm just going to start right on the interior of it and then come up 7 squares. And then we have our 3 here that we can follow, or we can do the grid and make it exactly the 3 wide. I'm just going to use the lines we just drew. How I do my sleep trackers, I label Monday through Sunday here, put my wake up time in the second column and put my sleep time in the third column. And then this will actually, since it's in between each day, it'll show me how many hours I slept. And then this is a handy little graph that I'm going to graph these on, or just to kind of show how much sleep you're getting through the week. So I'll make these horizontal lines right on the dots. Come to the end, and it'll be just halfway through each of these dots now. So it'll be 6 spaces. And then over here we can make this graph as big as we want. I'm going to label the bottom dots starting with Sunday, Saturday. So I put those under each little point here. And then over in these spaces is where I can put the hours that I'm going to do. So less than 5. Hopefully that won't happen. And then 9 plus. And then above that is the meal section. I'm just going to do a line all the way across, right on or right below, however you want to do it. I'm doing it right on top of the line we already drew. And then right above these graphs down here. We'll just go right above the pencil lines that we just drew. And then right above this, we're going to draw a key that goes just right through the middle here. Just make this as long as you want. And I'm doing just a long rectangle. And then you split it however many times you want to. I'm going to split it into 4 separate sections. So this is 10 wide. I'm going to put it every 2.5 spaces. And we'll label that key later. And then above that, I do show the mood, energy, and productivity trackers. If you don't have a circle stencil or anything like that, you can just do squares. Just make your lines however you want to do this. I will color this in color throughout the week. So I am going to use my fun circle stencil, and I will link all this in the info. But I do want each circle to be about a 2x2 square. Find which circle fits 2x2, and then I'm just coming one in. I'm saving a little space, and then just going to draw 7 of them. Actually, 21 of them. Then the last few boxes are the brain dump and weak skull. So I'm just going to do that right above this graph we just did. And do it all the way across. This is just going to be a place to dump the thoughts. And then go over the line we just did all the way across. And the next one coming in just a little bit. And then up however you want. This is a week's goal section, so just kind of the one thing that you want to have accomplished by the end of this week. All right, the hard part is over. Now it's the fun part, and that's just decorating. And now erase all the pencil. I'm going to use these fun stamps for the first time. These are from Joann. And these stamp blocks are super cheap too on Amazon. They usually come in like 4 or 5 packs for under $10. I like the real small ones for stamps like this. And I'm actually going to start with the end of the word. So I always track mood, energy, and productivity, and I see these stamps are a little big, so I'm going to squeeze energy in the middle with a pen. So I will use the hardtop Funosuke pen and add energy in here, so that'll be that middle one. Okay, I'm going to use these little stamps that I got from Michael's. This is one of my most used stamps, so it barely sticks anymore, but this will be for my little key. And then I'm just going to write in the Monday through Sunday here. Let me go ahead and add these here. Okay, and the very last thing that I always add is the header up here. So this is going to be for my May 7th through 13th. All right, we finished. This is the Sunrays weekly spread. Once it's done, I'll post the final picture on Instagram. If you did draw it along with me, make sure to tag me in your picture so I can see it. You can find all the measurement files in the journal companion and everything in the VIP vault in the resource center on lifebywhitney.com. If you did like that walk along, I do these live every other week in my Facebook group, and I would love to have you join us. I will link that in the info. It's always fun, and I always give away the journal that I use. So that's a kind of a cool part about it. So anyways, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys later. Bye.